Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. And welcome to a spoiler edition of The Lowdown. Here, I give a quick review of a recent movie that has just come out, and today I'm going to give you all the lowdown on Avengers-Infinity War, chock filled with spoilers. So if you haven't seen Avengers-Infinity War yet, 1, what the hell are you doing? Go, watch the movie right now. 2, I have a spoiler-free lowdown in the description below. So check that out and then come back and bask in all the spoiler glory of Avengers-Infinity War. As a kid, they killed Superman in the comic books. And that was a big deal at that moment in time. But then the after effect gave a negative precedent about superhero deaths in comics. They ain't mean a damn thing. The movie opens with the death of Heimdall. After that, Thanos beats the ever-loving fuck out of the Hulk. And this is something that I didn't mention in my spoiler-free review, but I'll mention it right here. One of the things that made me feel conflicted about the movie was the editing. There were obvious scenes that were cut out. Thanos turns to Loki and basically chokes the dude out. So yeah, Loki is gone. After this, we actually get an interesting development about the Hulk. Banner can't let the Hulk out, which basically says that the Hulk all he is just a giant pussy. Now, I understand getting beaten up so severely, it's traumatizing. But then there are life and death situations that basically you can't cower in fear. If you cower in fear, then you're just going to die. We get to see that the Red Skull is still around. Yes, the Red Skull is still alive, which is amazing, and is on the planet where he is the gatekeeper of the Soul Gem and all of its knowledge. Which goes into Thanos killing Gamora. Damn! I ain't see that happening. That was a great surprise. Another problem that this movie had is Thor. His little quest where we see the introduction of Peter Dinklage, and I keep forgetting this elf's name, so forgive me. But his whole quest about helping the elf, basically allow him to make his new weapon, it just dragged out a little bit. But it was cool that Thor actually has a new weapon, and it is Stormbreaker. Now, it is Stormbreaker in name and not by appearance. I'll get into more detail about that in my AA. But nonetheless, Thor has an axe instead of a hammer. When the Iron Man half of the Avengers encounter Thanos, he stabs Iron Man. And I'm like, yes! They killed Iron Man! Yes! But then he doesn't die. Doctor Strange gives him the time gem and he just leaves Iron Man alone. And I'm like, what the fuck? This movie went to put a lot of things on the line and do some awesome ballsy moves to relinquish on that one. Because that would have been an awesome move. Oh well. But the coolest thing was the one scene that I always wanted to see in this movie. The scene where he snaps his fingers and wipes everyone out was diluted. And the reason why it was diluted is because we saw Gamora basically predict that scene, and then Thanos himself earlier do the same thing. So when it happens, it's like, okay, it's nice that it happened, but it gave away all the suspense and the surprise of it. However, after he does, we see a lot of people die. We see Falcon die. All the Guardians, except Rocket, die. We see Bucky die. We see Black Panther die. So a lot of people end up dying in this, as well as the cameo of Nick Fury. He dies. But this tailors back to my conflict and why I said the death of Superman made the death of superheroes null and void. Because with all these deaths, we know that most of these characters have movies that are going to come out again because they have been announced. People like Black Panther, people like Spider-Man, people like Doctor Strange. While they died in this movie, you know that they're going to come back, and that's all going to happen in the next Avengers movie. And this is why I say that all those deaths don't really mean anything. And while they took the risks but they didn't go all the way, is because everything will be set back to normal, or set back to basically have all these people coming back and thus having little consequence. And that is why I felt that this movie, while it was done very well, it didn't hold the weight that it should have. Because if most of these people died and permanently died, it would have felt more of an impact. But this felt like a cop-out. And this is why I gave this movie a slamming rating instead of an amazeballs rating. So, agree, disagree, drop me a comment below, give me a like, follow me on Facebook at Token Dave or on Twitter at Token Dave 80, subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by, and I'll catch all of you later.